Oh, careful. Come here. Oops. My goodness. You okay, Boo? He just jumped up and he hit the table. My babe. You all right? You okay, little one? Yeah, he's okay. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to jump on quickly. I don't even know if... oh, you all right? I know. He bumped himself a little bit. You okay, Boo? All right. So I wanted to just... there is just so much meanie going on. And I wanted to just talk about how we've started this year and what's going on a little bit for all of us. And just say, every time this week you are tempted to blow somebody out of the water, okay, like really just say to them, you just say, you know what? They're doing the best they can. And I really want to say that. We have to be so kind this week. It is, okay, so there's a couple things going on astrologically that I want to talk about. And I want to say hi to a couple people as you're jumping in. Hey, ladies and gents, I'm sorry, I can't see. Like, I didn't put my glasses on. I have them around here somewhere. But okay, it's all right, Gav. He hit himself. You all right? Okay, he's okay. There's a bunch of things going on. And number one, I want to say, like, really, it is just outrageous how mean some comments are. And, people were asking me, they were like, oh, I missed you. Some people were, writing me notes. And I said, I had to step back from YouTube just a little bit because it was just mostly not the people who are here. I'm just saying it just became for me, because I'm too sensitive. I really am. And I'm not shy about it. It's just mean is not cool. It is like the most uncool thing you can be. And not everybody, but a lot of people have this against this energy. One of the things I want to tell you about that has happened is we kind of went from the excess of Jupiter and Sagittarius to now suddenly we're in like Jupiter and Capricorn, which is really kind of restricting what is going to expand. It's a great time to start a diet, I have to tell you. It's a great time to get focused on something. And I want to say there's luck, but it's only luck if you've worked for it. Jupiter and Sag is kind of like, oh, look, and, happy accidents, you know what I mean? But Jupiter and Capricorn, not so much. So a couple things I wanted to just tell you, and thanks, Jeep Girl. I just want to say hi to a few people. Yeah, hey, everybody. Aw, Tina, you got your puppy. So, yeah, I do need to say, let's see. Oh, gosh, I've got to tell you all, I'm just feeling sorry for all the Libras. We've had a lot of changes, and actually my eyes are red because I've been studying. I studied for the last 2 hours. I've been studying Astrolocality. It's not just relocation. It's locality, where you are located. And there's so many little factors that go into it. So it's been very interesting to see which planets need to be where. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Where you're born, where you were raised, that's just kind of like, you don't want to move to a place that has Uranus in like, I forget what I was reading, but you don't want it in a square to any of your main planets. So there's kind of some interesting stuff, but if you have it in your natal chart, you just learn to live with it. You just don't want to move to a place that has that. So most of you already know intuitively. Have you ever felt like you moved somewhere, right? Or even visit, and you get out of the car, you get off the plane, whatever, and you go, ooh, I got to get out of here. Like, it's just creepy and you don't know why. You just go, ooh. I have to tell you, I've had 3 places in my life like that. You guys are going to laugh. Somewhere in Mississippi, I don't remember where, but I was driving through and I went, okay, I'm not staying here. Then, believe it or not, it was north of Sacramento. I was up there a number of years ago now doing fashion stuff. I used to do trends and fashion in another lifetime. And I just did a whole fashion thing on my, for Color Street on my Facebook page. And the thing is that, anyway, so I got off the plane in Sacramento and I remember going, oh, this is not good. And I was driving north and I just felt worse and worse and worse. And I had a keynote to do. I had a keynote speech and I was like, oh gosh. And I got there and it was like, when for no reason, you just feel yucky. That is so much predicted now by this astrocartography, which is location, but astrolocality becomes very, it becomes very important. I just want to shout out to Sincerely Emily. Thank you for being a mod. I love my mods. Yeah, I'm super mean lately. I'm going through. I'm going, oh yeah. This is the thing, is that just remember something too. It's like a lot of people are really mean. They're very frustrated that they're having to earn it now. Bear with me. When we had Jupiter in Sag, it was like kind of things were flowing a little bit easier. And now, like, it's like the adults are in charge. And if you did not do some of your adulting, it's very frustrating. And it's so interesting because I wanted to jump on because I'm redoing the channel stuff. So I'm in the midst of getting, and by the way, I have a couple crimes that I am going to be talking about, particularly around moms who don't protect their kids as well. There's some interesting stuff going on there in trends that I'm seeing with younger people, and I want to talk about that. But I also, and not as a blame thing, just an energetic. And so there's a couple crimes I'm going to be talking about. I'll be pre-recording those and uploading them. So look for some of that to be happening. I'm also going to be talking more about my experience with being a part of this color street experience, and how I've learned so much about myself in terms of, like, it's competitive. There's a competition there, and it's like, do I really want to compete? Because I've never really, to be honest with all of you, I've never really felt like I had to compete with anybody. I never felt like, oh, I've got to keep up with so-and-so. I just always did my own thing. So it's very interesting how, there's a thing that I'm feeling and becoming aware of in myself. And I think with these planetary changes, it's really kind of like, I just literally stepped back from everything for the last 5 days. My head's better. And I was just doing a lot of reading and resting. And the other thing is I have 2 classes launching next weekend, and I'm really excited about both of them. I ended Mr. Nice Guy, just done. Oh, good for you. Good for you, Jeep Girl. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I just want to say, no, Gourmet Thursday, I'm glad you said that. Aren't planetary changes the same year after year? I'm glad you said that. No, they're not. Because, for example, Jupiter, right? Jupiter is actually almost a 12-year cycle. So if you look at where you are right now in 2000, don't hit me. It's like, I think it's the year 2000. I'm still like I haven't figured out that I've added 20 years to it. But anyway, time is, and by the way, time is shape-shifting so much for so many of us that you're going to even notice, even the younger people are going, oh gosh, I was standing in line behind a couple, and they had a 3-year-old. The 3-year-old goes, Mommy, it just feels like everything's moving so fast. It was just August. And I'm like, how did she learn to say that? So even kids are aware of time moving very quickly. Now, that also has to do with energy and the way our modern society is working, but not to get into that stuff. If you look at where you were 12 years ago, and I can't even do the math, but I'm thinking about it. Here it is, 2008, where were we? Think about this. 2008, we had a bit of a crash, didn't we? So that was because, look at it this way, actually it's Saturn too, but I'm only looking at Jupiter in the sense that Jupiter went from Sag, which is excess, into now you're going to have to pay for all the play. See, Jupiter is kind of like fun. And then when Capricorn comes along and says, no, now we're going to be serious, which is ruled by Saturn, very serious, it's kind of like, So if you happen to be someone like, I'm just going to say, if you happen to be a Venusian, which is kind of like anybody who is Libra, or what else is Venus, or Taurus, right? What you're going to find is that, because Venus is it's a very flowy kind of energy. Capricorn is earth, right? It is just, you better work hard. And so what happened, and this is kind of interesting, in 2008 when the market crashed, it was very interesting because everybody was panicking. And I didn't panic. I was way in over my head. I had, believe me, but I didn't panic. I was like, well, I guess I caused the recession, And what happened was, it was because my Jupiter natally, where I was born with, is in Saturn. So, Saturn, Capricorn, because I think Capricorn ruled by Saturn. It's in Capricorn. So what happened for me was, it was like, oh, okay, all the stuff I've worked for, and I'm lucky. in that. So if you look at it, the people who lost money or who had a hard time in 2008, it's because they did have all that excess. Gavin, he flips over his food bowl. That's what the noise was. He just has these moments. Mr. Taurus, he tries to hide his food and thinks I don't know that it's all under his bed. Yeah. Anyway, so if you had a lot of excess in 2007, and what happened, right? During that time, that was the housing crunch, right? It was like crazy. So we had that crash. So what's happening now, if you really look at things energetically, people have gotten away with things for a long time, and now, boom, the boom has lowered, and it is closing in on them in a big, big way. And it's very interesting because I don't know about you guys, but like this whole resurgence, and I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you're not supposed to talk about this. You know, they're all crazy ass. You know what I mean? Crazy people. Because the thing is that what I talk about and what I share with you all is what's going on with me internally, you know, what I'm going through. And, you know, I have to say that, you know, I really, honestly, I love selling Color Street. It is like the most fun I have because I really enjoy the nails. I enjoy some of the people I've been working with. I don't have a big team or anything. I have a couple women that are with me, and I've gotten to train them and work with them, and it's really fun. But, you know, I can really see how it's set up as capitalism, right? Because there's that 1% at the top that kills it. And then there's the people at the bottom. But what I'm noticing is that, you know, where I am in the company, right, is where I am energetically in my life. And so that's been a big breakthrough for me. So if you look at, and I want to say this to all of you, because this is kind of this lesson, if you will, of Jupiter in Capricorn. All right, so here's the real lesson that I want to say to you. Hold on one second. I just want to check with everybody. Yeah, really, it's the thing I want to say to everybody is that I guess I'm not. So I think what I'll do is I'm able to connect chat. Oh, somebody gave a thumbs up. Okay, but people are going up. People are getting off. Okay, I'm going to end this and come on to another stream. Crazy, crazy.